there is a policy called, and it's a very obscure policy. You likely may find it maybe on Google if you do a search. It's called the sugar beet policy. The sugar beet policy forced Indigenous children to go and work on the sugar beet fields in Alberta. I'm a product of it. Guess how old I was when I started working there?
5.
Put your hand. Yep. 5. I was 5. And yet, that's the erasure of the brutalization of Indigenous children. Understanding your colonial law now, I think back to those days, and I think, where were the child labor laws?
Yeah.
It wasn't like we were hidden away. If you drive the main highway from Lethbridge, Coaldale into Tabor, right off the roads are the sugar beet fields. We were all thousands of children working. And from the end of April till August, we worked 4 months, 7 days a week. We would start 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 at night. Yeah. That's your colonial state. We did not cede or surrender. That's a lie. It is an outright lie. Treaties are unfinished business. They're not done yet. But the colonial state called Canada and the British monarchy, they want to sweep that under the rug. But unfortunately, Idle No More and all the other Indigenous resistances are not allowing that to happen. This land has been stolen. It is the homelands of Canada. To say that it's the homelands of Canada is inaccurate. I do not identify as Canadian. I am offended when we are called Indigenous Canadians. No, we're not Canadians. We never consented to be a part of Canada. What would justice look like? I was asked that at a law gathering. I was never invited back, but that's okay. Because I told them we were on the Haldeman Tract. It is the most clearest treaty written. You can't be any clearer than the Haldeman Tract. Yet, to this day, Canada refuses to honor that treaty. And I told them, I said to them, that's what justice would look like to me. Give the land back. Give it back. And if you can't give it back, what's the alternative? Compensation? Reparation? Are we not worthy of that? Aren't Indigenous people worthy of that? I'm a researcher. I research a lot of different things. I was researching genocide. And of course, when you research genocide, you inevitably end up in Germany, right? And we should rightfully be outraged about the history of genocide, rightfully. But it wasn't until after the war that something interested me. After Germany was punished and sanctions were in place, after the sanctions were removed, something very interesting happened. Germany, the world mobilized, and Germany was allowed to rebuild. Germany was allowed to keep their languages. Germany was allowed to keep their lands. Germany was allowed to rebuild. Aren't my people worthy of that? Are we not worthy of that? Because man, my people's nationhood has been obliterated, shattered to smithereens. It's people like me who still have the language, who still have the blood memory of our freedom and liberation and self-determination, that are working on, and we're scrambling, picking up the pieces to put our nation back together. And then, while we're doing that, we're having to push away the white supremacists. And we're having to deal with the colonial state jailing us and calling us economic terrorists.